Here are three breakout strategies that you can use to start printing yourself money trading. Make $100 a day or more, depending on, of course, how you actually scale up your trading here. But here's the deal. These are pretty effective, simple breakout strategies using simple support and resistance techniques. I'm going to show you three things to watch for that you can start using in your trading today, okay? So we have three great breakout patterns here. Let's get straight into them. So we'll talk about the first one, which is the break of a major downtrend, okay? Now, how do we define a downtrend? Well, defining a downtrend is pretty easy. Look here. So this is March 2024. Bitcoin hit a peak high price around 74K. And then what started happening? We started putting in lower peaks, down and down we go, okay? So lower peaks, lower valleys, lower peaks, lower valleys, and down we go until we hit, of course, the bottom, and then we start reversing up and start putting in new higher peaks, new higher valleys. Now, eventually, we came to a point where we got over the downtrend line. So I've drawn this orange line right here connecting all of the lower peaks together, okay? So that becomes the critical line for us to break back over to say that a new breakout is underway. Okay, now we could get in a bit earlier here and say, okay, we're starting to create a new uptrending market, but this is the real big break that happened here around $67,000. Okay, because that broke the downtrend. Okay, so there's a real easy way to draw this, and that is looking at the candle wicks that you see here. So starting all the way back here, looking at these top candle wicks, and that's where you draw the first one. It's not a perfect science. Some people like to draw from the candle wicks. Some people like to draw from the fat candle body closes as well. You can start drawing it from there, for example. It depends on how you want to do it. Okay, I like to draw from the candle wicks. You can choose your own adventure there. So here's the deal. We saw all these lower peaks coming in. Then we get the break of the downtrend line. Now that is our first signal here that we are in a major momentum change for the market. Now the first attempt above it was a fake out. And this happens quite frequently where a first attempt to take out the downtrend line will actually end up being a fake out. So you have to be a bit careful of that. Run your stop losses with a bit of generosity. Now the second break that we saw here had a lot more impact, a lot more decisiveness behind it. But you see, it still actually came back down and hit the downtrend line again. That's what we call a bullish retest. So when you have the breakout and you come back down and you retest it here, just right there, then that is a bullish retest. And you can see from the breakout to the bullish retest, well, it has been very, very successful for Bitcoin, isn't it? That's been a great breakout where we've seen some beautiful price action come in from the point of the retest higher 40%. That's a beautiful move for Bitcoin and a very successful downtrend breakout. Okay, so that's how to draw your downtrend line and what to watch for when we have the breakout actually start to happen. So this is where you want to go long, right? Buying under here is a time of value, but you might be still in a downtrending scenario, even though the uptrend did start here, okay? But still you get rejected, etc. We're talking about trading the breakout, okay? And the breakout is the orange line, okay, drawn along the peaks here. Initial breakout, not super successful, but not super unsuccessful either. But this was the real move. So buying in this area of around $67,000 on the breakout, running a decent stop loss, and you'd be 40% in profit right now. Okay, that's the power of a breakout trade from the downtrend. Here's another great example: dog with hat, the premier Solana meme coin of dogs, right? Another great breakout. This is on the weekly. Now, look, you can do this on the daily. You can do it on the weekly. You can do it on 4-hour charts. I don't like to go really below daily charts personally. Sometimes I'll look at 4-hour charts if I'm looking for a short-term entry or something like that. But I know some of you guys are out here trading like the 1 minute or the 15-minute or the 1-hour charts. And honestly, you don't need to complicate your life that much, okay? There's plenty of money to be made trading the higher time frames with a little more conviction, okay? Just gonna throw that out there. Anyway, this is a weekly chart here for dog with hat. You can see again, peak back here in March. Downtrend coming in for a long time with those lower peaks, right? We only had one good strong connection right there. Then we had our breakout here in September. The breakout slowly ground up. It wasn't a super strong breakout, and we actually came back down to retest the trend line right here. So chances are you probably, if you started trading the breakout here, you probably would have got stopped out at some point, which is fine. That's why we have stop losses. Okay, I got a trade going on this and I got stopped out twice before I got a good entry. It happens. Okay, that's why we have stop losses, so that we can readjust and look where the market is going. So use stop losses seriously. Now, we came back down, we retested the trend line. Beautiful, beautiful clean chart here. On the retest around $1.92, we saw, of course, then a strong bounce higher, coming back up to even retest previous all-time high prices, which is a beautiful move here for dog with hat. So even just from the initial retest, so the breakout and the retest here, we're still currently up almost 85%, and we were up much higher just a few days ago at around 150% on that breakout trade move, and that happened within just a little over a week's time frame. So the power of the breakout trades is indeed very, very powerful. So that's a downtrend breakout. Now, before we get into the last two breakout patterns I want to discuss with you real quick, if you're a cryptocurrency trader, you want to check out BitUnix. This is a great place to be trading all the top coins: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Dog with Hat, Dogecoin. They got all that stuff over there. And here is an unmissable deal that they've got on right now. Now, before I give you the details of that deal, I just got to tell you, BitUnix allows you to trade with no KYC, meaning it is a privacy-focused exchange. You can come over here and trade your crypto coins without having to do KYC. That's a fantastic value proposition, and they've got a fantastic bonus offer on for you right now. Here's what you need to do. Click the link down below, deposit $200 or more, and you'll get $150 back that you can use for trading on BitUnix. That's a pretty damn sweet deal. That's a limited time offer. It only goes until the 23rd, so act now, check it out. Link down below where you can get signed up for that offer today, okay? So if you're a trader, go check it out. Now, next, I want to talk about all-time high breakouts, okay? So this is a resistance breakout, similar to what we're going to talk about here in a minute, but I think the all-time high breakout is particularly relevant because we're going to see a lot of that as the bull market continues to heat up. And generally, what we see with all-time high breakouts is very strong moves, okay? So this is SWI. This has been a very, very popular coin for traders. You can see back here in March, the all-time high was established at about $2.20. And now let's see how the price has reacted as we've come up to re-challenge that and then, of course, break out much, much higher beyond there. So we can see, and I want you to note this because this is something we see very often with all-time high breaks. So on the 7th of October, we had an attempt at breaking the all-time high. It was rejected. Often we will see the all-time high act as an area of price resistance, and often we will get rejected once, twice, even 3 times before we can get a decisive move higher, okay? So first rejection on October 7th. On October 12th, 13th, 14th, we did trade up to a new all-time high, but it was sold down pretty quickly, okay? So that was a bit of a fake out move here. Then we corrected down a little bit, back to a previous area of key price support, came back up again on October 30th at another attempt at the all-time high. But again, you wouldn't trade here and you wouldn't trade here because that's not a successful attempt. That's getting smashed at resistance, okay? You want to trade on the actual breakout. Now, you might have traded the breakout here on October 12th and then put a stop loss. So let's say you trade in the breakout at 220 and you put a stop loss in at 215 or 210 or something like that. So you got stopped out, but that's fine. That's what stop losses are for, again, so that you can have an invalidation point for your thesis here, okay? So you would got stopped out around 210, and that's fine because it was a fake out on the breakout, okay? Then you can reposition yourself, waiting, not going in here because you're not going up over 220. Again, you're rejected at resistance. You didn't actually get over resistance, okay? Then here on the 6th of November, we had the real breakout for SWI, okay? So you can see daily candle, boom, that's where you make your entry at. Somewhere around 220 all the way up to, 230 is where you make your entry. You put your stop loss down here around 210, just under the orange line, because a fallback under that key area of resistance, seeing it fail to hold as support would invalidate this breakout, and it could just mean it was another fake out. But that didn't happen this time. This was the real deal. And we saw the price of SWI, of course, from the point of entry here, go up massively, about 50% or so, even a little bit higher at the peak prices the other day, around almost 60%. So that is a beautiful all-time high breakout here for SWI, okay? And playing that at the breakout, even getting faked out here with a successful stop-loss strategy would have produced some very nice profits for traders. And the third strategy that I want to discuss with you, of course, is just a simple resistance breakout strategy, okay? And that's kind of a bit the all-time high. But I think the all-time high breakout is in of itself a very important factor because of how price can really move exponentially beyond that. Now, this is Dogecoin, okay? And we are not at all-time high prices yet. We're quite a ways away. We're about 50% under all-time high prices still. That being said, we've had some beautiful breakouts this year for Dogecoin, okay? Now, this is something we are tracking in our newsletter from around 10 cents up massively now. Fantastic to see. Absolutely love it. Here's the thing. Look at all the ways that the price has reacted around key areas of price resistance as we've gone higher, okay? So let's zoom in a little bit here because doing resistance breakout trading can be a pretty profitable strategy for traders. So here we go. We have the peak here back on the 21st of July. We've drawn our resistance line there. So we can see Dogecoin grinded up, smashed into resistance, and failed to put daily candles over the area of price resistance. Look, they're just wicks, okay? You want to see a daily candle close. So that's the big fat body part of the candle, not just a wick from the candle, okay? So we got rejected. Price came back down, then we grinded higher. Now on this candle here on the 28th of October, that's when we saw the real price action starting to happen. So you could have gone long at this situation with price targets up to the next area of price resistance, which was here around 17 cents. You can see we got a very strong rejection at 17 cents, coming back down here to retest the previous resistance as support, which is something you're going to see happen a lot, where previous areas of price resistance get flipped into areas of price support. That's a technically strong move here from Dogecoin. Yeah, it's a very, very volatile move, right? But if you were trading this and say you missed this and you're looking here, okay, we're going to get the next breakout of resistance. You don't go long until you break over the 17 cents, okay? A lot of people would have gone long at 15, 16, 17 cents, and they would have got stopped out on their trade, because they didn't wait for the resistance to actually break. Resistance is resistance for a reason, and often you will get rejected at resistance, at least on the first try in many cases. Okay, and this is a very clean chart. You can see rejection at resistance, come back down, and look here, even this move down here came back down to retest a previous area of price resistance, even though not a very strong area of price resistance, an area of price resistance nevertheless. So breakout, rejection, retest, move higher, rejection, retest, move higher. I mean, that's very, very clean charts here for Dogecoin. Surprisingly clean charts here for Dogecoin. Now, the big break for Dogecoin is the yearly price resistance, okay? And that was here at about 22 cents. So you can see here, this is our high from March. Not the all-time high breakout price, mind you, just the yearly high resistance, okay? So what did we see here? We saw the price move very strong over it, okay? We had a move up to about 22 cents, 21.5 cents here. Didn't quite hit that resistance mark, but got a rejection there nevertheless. Then, of course, we broke out very, very strongly. Once we started moving, we moved very fast and very hard, okay? So had you traded the breakout here and got in at 23, 24 cents, you would have had a very nice profit on that move, okay? 50% currently. So there's 3 great opportunities where you could have longed Dogecoin and made some nice money on the breakouts, okay? Even the retests of previous resistance into support would have been nice areas to long as well. That's a different story for a different day. We'll talk about support trading strategies, but these are breakout strategies. You can see how well they have performed for some of these moves. So I hope that this is useful for you and that this is something that you can implement in your trading strategies to help make yourself into a more profitable trader and a more profitable crypto investor and make more money on this bull run. Thanks for watching. I'll see you back in the next one. Peace.